Hey everyone, welcome to my new series called Crazy Hot Finds. I'll be hitting up my local Amazon bin stores to see what kind of crazy cool tech I can pick up on the cheap. Today we have the Skyloong gk61xs wireless keyboard DIY kit. I was able to pick this thing up for about 50 cents plus tax. For those who don't know, Amazon bin stores typically start out at a certain amount, in which mine is $8 at the big restock day. And each day that goes by, the price goes down to where at mine, it finally ends up at 50 cents. I'm sure everybody who saw this keyboard in the bins thought it was just a broken, battered keyboard that had just been missing all the keys, that was pretty much garbage. But I was able to find it and see it. I thought it was fantastic to find. It is missing a few things, such as the supports here for the different keys, the little metal bar that goes on there, but that's okay. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and check this bad boy out and see what I was able to pick up for 50 cents. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into the unboxing. Again, it looks a little different than you would normally expect it to, but right on top we have the manual for it, just generously taped to it. Has all of the special key strokes, different key combinations across the board of what you can do with this keyboard. The packaging is already half ripped, and inside it has a little bit of details on what you should do if certain things happen, what kind of switches, if there's any issues, what not to do, and of course how to take keys off, how to remove the switch. I am missing a few of the special attachments. I don't have any of the stabilizer bars. It did not come with any. You can see that this is made out of ABS, so nothing too crazy. And underneath it, you'll have a little foam pad and the PCB. The LEDs are on the north side of the switch, so that would typically work with more types of keycaps. Now, I am going to be putting Garrison red switches in. These are just the basic, regular models. And then I have this really nice white and green keycap set. This is just cheap keys that I got off AliExpress. And if you notice, the spacebar is a little offset from the other keys that are white. So there's a reason for that. So when I originally ordered the keycap set, it did not come with a spacebar for some reason. So when I ordered a secondary set of keycaps for another keyboard for another video, I asked them to send me a just plain white extra spacebar, in which case they did, but it's a little offset. But we're going to go and throw on all these switches and go ahead and get these in place and make sure they look all nice. Now, just as a bit of a comparison, these in my hand, we do have a Garrison Red Pro 2.0, and then we just have the regular Garrison 1.0, just regular type of switches. There is a difference between them. Personally, the Pros are a lot smoother. The actuation of up and down are a lot smoother. And you can tell even if you just do a general flick sound to these things, there's a distinct sound difference in the quality of the plastic. And the Pro model also does feel a bit heavier, probably because of the better materials and better springs that are made with it. So I would recommend some Pros, but this is a dumpster keyboard. This is a crazy hot find, and since it was for 50 cents, we're going to go ahead and try to make this essentially as cheap as possible. Next, we're going to go and put on these keycaps and make this start looking like a keyboard. Again, these are just some cheap keycaps off AliExpress. I didn't spend more than 20 bucks for these, and technically the extra spacebar was free, even though I don't know why it didn't come with one anyway, so no cost there. The switches, again, about 20 bucks for the whole thing. So overall, I'm basically less than 40 bucks into this thing, and this DIY kit in general is over 80 bucks. Now, obviously, it looks like you can make mistakes. I went ahead and swapped out the extra line key to make it match more evenly across the board. Looking really, really nice. Now, we're going to go and check out the software that you can use for this thing. You can customize almost everything. Now, unfortunately, the set that I have, you can't change the colors, but you can change everything else. You do have macros, you have the extra keys, you have different layers, and even special keys you're not normally going to be using, such as like F13 to 20. You also have this extra little guide to show you how to switch between the layers. And so if you want to change things up, have different layers, you can. And then also there are special settings for Mac and Windows. So depending on what you're using this for, you can just buy the keycap set that'll go with it. Now there are already built, ready to go macros for different games. Some of these, obviously I can't read. They're in Chinese, and that is not a language that I actively know. But again, you can build your own profiles and be able to set them up for whatever way you want to. Now, also inside the lighting to go with those macros, there are a bunch of different colors. There's over 160 different color patterns and options, in which also in here, there are color patterns that are just for different games. There's PUBG, there's League of Legends, there's Dota 2, that just highlight the keys that you would normally use in game, and they also use different colors so you can identify which ones they are. So there's a lot of options. Just unfortunately this one doesn't utilize all of that, but does have impeccable options, so any of the better ones from Skyloong or Epomaker would be absolutely fantastic. So this keyboard itself does use USB-C to connect to your PC, in which case can connect to the software that they do provide that you can configure it with. It does come with 3 profiles for the Bluetooth settings, and so you can connect this to 3 different devices and then switch between the Bluetooth profiles to quickly and swiftly connect back and forth between devices. Using the FN key, you can hit Z, X, and C to go between the different profiles for the Bluetooth settings. And there's a bunch of other different profiles that you can check out in the manual or through the software, and you can again change those if you like and reconfigure those hotkeys. But overall, the keyboard is fantastic. Again, for me, I paid 50 cents for it, plus the keycaps and the switches, which I did the standard kind of cheap, get this thing up and running. And so I'm less than 40 bucks into this thing, and it's working perfectly fine. I have added some silicone O-rings to the keys, so that dampens the sound a little bit. It does, with these keys, sound a bit cheap, plasticky, mainly because it is, but it's still a great find, and adding those really adds just a real damp sound to it, so it's not like, you know, clickety-clack plastic, unless that's what you're looking for, by all means. Now, if you guys want to pick it up, you guys can check the link down in the description. You guys can go straight to Amazon, pick one up. They also have a non-wireless version if you want to just use that version. It's a little bit cheaper. There are options that you guys can check out on the Amazon listing. Now, there is another keyboard video coming up very soon. That'll be the premier, prime, fancy, no real limit to the expense for that keyboard. So where this one is the cheapy cheap, we will have the premium version that'll be completely built from scratch coming very soon, so don't forget to hit subscribe and get notified when that comes live. Don't forget to go check out my other channels over on my Amaster channel and over on my mobile channel. Over on the Amaster channel, we have an esports podcast talking about everything esports, including teams, organizers, and everything that makes things for that happen. And over there on the mobile channel, we have basically the same exact thing, but all mobile-related stuff. So if you guys are looking for the best case, controller to be on the go, or anything that involves that, you guys can check out that channel and hit subscribe to get notified when those videos get released. That'll be it for this first episode of Crazy Hot Finds. We'll have some more videos like this pumping out more frequently, because these Amazon bin stores are just filled with good return products that I'm happy to share and let you guys know, are they worth buying.